This Polish romance movie is insane. It's a movie that seems to take that little thing we call logic and say, well, who needs that? The thing's got a whopping 17% on Rotten Tomatoes and made the number 10 slot in Miss Mojo's listing of the worst romance movies on all of Netflix. It's been called flat, uninspiring, and inane. A word that's not to be confused with insane, but in my opinion is also not an incorrect way to describe this movie, so it's okay if you confuse the two words anyway. In a nutshell, this movie's a goldmine of entertainment. It's called Squared Love, ladies and gentlemen. Let's dig in. Our movie opens with one of our protagonists, Enzo, dancing on a bridge. Since the music we're hearing is only audible to us, I'm perfectly content believing that he's just dancing to the sounds of the Saturday morning freeway. I guess nothing makes you feel the groove more than honking Toyota Corollas and the sweet, sweet scent of burning fossil fuels. Climate change. Enzo's an interesting guy. He and his girlfriend are in an open relationship, so they're allowed to be with people outside, just the two of them. Yet he also seems to be open about whether he wants to communicate with his girlfriend, because when she asks where he was all night, he kind of just avoids telling her.
What I want to know is where the hell you've been. So where?
Nowhere.
Oh, you were somewhere, Enzo. Next, we're introduced to Claudia, a famous model who's just finishing her shoot. She rushes home, takes off the glamour, and magically seems to transform into Monika, your average, run-of-the-mill elementary school teacher who is not, in any way, shape, or form, related to the model on the billboard in the middle of the town square that she happens to share an exact likeness with. Because that woman? She's got blue eyes. Her whole MO is that she's trying to pay off her father's debt, and she thinks modeling is going to be a great way to do that. She wants to keep it on the down low though, because she's not too psyched about showing off her body in provocative ways. Which is fine, I can understand that. You don't want to be objectified. So why not take jobs that aren't so beauty-centric? Monika's clearly very popular and in lots of demand. Why not explore her options a little bit? Maybe model for stock photos like Simu Liu did. Maybe do something related to textbooks. Someone has got to be getting paid for those photos, because you can't tell me that someone would take time out of their day to pose for an Algebra 1 textbook for free. I mean, it's not like you're even getting exposure from them. The only people who look at those types of books are the ones more concerned with proportions, not proportions. Monika gets to her elementary school and we get to see her wonderful, playfully curious students and their smiling, happy faces. What is this? Some kind of university frat house? The principal shows up and all the kids go quiet. He explains there are some national exams coming up and about how important they are, because they're going to reflect Monika's abilities as a teacher and determine her future as part of the faculty. If the scores are bad, then, well, she better hope she's got something to fall back on, like some other means to make a living, because her job's on the line. These are some high stakes, folks. Meanwhile, Enzo seems to be having his own run-of-the-mill day. He's driving around, picking up brand new people off the street to hook up with. He picks up this one woman, and he convinces her to come with him by saying his car is super safe.
I don't think I should get into a random car with a stranger.
This is a really safe car, so there's no reason to be afraid.
Like, that's gonna work, Enzo. Wait, is she seriously getting in with him? Dude! Stranger danger, stranger danger. He could be crazy. He could be modeling algebra textbooks for free. So Enzo's job is that he's a journalist, and his last article happened to be an honest review about a company's product, which, according to his girlfriend/boss Alicia, that's a big no-no. Honesty? Integrity? Bad. Very, very bad. She says it's more important for business if they say what the company wants them to say. And to punish him for this infraction, Enzo is now to serve as a model on their advertising agency, to sit and pose in an awesome car with a beautiful woman on a gorgeous set. Yeah. That'll teach him a lesson. Enzo later returns his blue Audi R8 sports car that he's been picking people up in. Apparently just a rental. It's part of his job to drive it around, talk it up, and give the thing publicity.
You drive it around, talk it up on the streets, online TV, and then you return it without a scratch.
Relax, it's just lipstick.
But dude, you don't need to promote or talk up an Audi R8. It's Tony Stark's car, featured in Iron Man, the movie that started the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the highest grossing film franchise of all time, a series that's been compared to Star Wars because of its cultural impact. The DeLorean is to Doc Brown as the Audi R8 is to Tony Stark. That's what happens when you're a part of film history. Oh yeah, and Enzo hooks up with like his third woman for the day. How does she just let him hop in the car with her like that? Is Poland just like a really friendly country? So now it's time for the advertising shoot. Enzo's running a little late. Claudia is also running a little late because she's having car troubles. Enzo is taking the same route to the shoot and happens to find her along the way. He picks her up and off they go. Then two prostitutes charge them from the side of the road like a couple of T-Rexes trying to prey on some tasty humans.
Must go faster.
That's quite the business strategy, ladies. Literally charging your clients. The two get to the shoot and there's a huge twist to everything. They're gonna have to kiss, and this isn't something they're too excited about.
Nobody said anything about kissing.
Wait a minute! No one said anything about kissing!
It's okay though, the director is gonna do everything he can to make the two comfortable.
And now kiss. Kiss her. Do it!
Dude, don't lick your lips like that, man. Don't talk into the walkie-talkie like that. Is this man sure he's in the right line of business? Because I feel like he'd have more fun making other movies. So the kiss ends and Claudia gets out of the car. But once she does, she accidentally flips the brake, sending the car backwards, knocking into the set, tearing it down. It's one of those moments where you can only hope that the cast and crew react in a professional manner.
What the fuck? What the fuck is going on?
You don't know how to use a brake?
Have you never gotten out of a car before? What an amateur!
So she just lied about it being her fault. Did she flip the brake on purpose? Destroying the set? Potentially injuring or even killing someone? Honestly, at this point, I think the most likable character is this dog, Willie. Enzo's girlfriend, Alicia, breaks it off with him because she's not into his antics anymore and she kicks him out of the house. So he takes a cab to his brother's place and makes small talk with the driver on the way there.
Sadly, she took me by surprise and found the body of evidence.
Oh man, bodies are the worst.
Enzo, I want you to take out your phone and give this guy 5 stars, okay? Give him the 5 stars and a stellar review because your life may depend on it. Enzo safely arrives at his brother's house and the guy is in immense distress. His wife has apparently left him to go on a cruise around the world to the world's most exotic countries, surrounded by a team of employees ready to tend to her every need with no explanation whatsoever. She's just gone. Enzo consoles him by saying this.
The ship will be filled with men. Think about the bosun, the skipper, not to mention the sailor crew.
Men plural? Come on, that's not even real cheating.
To pick up the slack and help take care of his brother's daughter, but mostly because he has nowhere to sleep for the night, Enzo offers to stay and help out around the house. How could you be thinking about this, man? Your brother's marriage is falling apart, and you're seeing it as an opportunity for free rent? But I could be wrong. Maybe he's actually really close with his niece and genuinely cares about her.
1 week is all I'm gonna give you to prove yourself and start taking over Koshka's chores.
What sort of chores?
Cleaning, washing, swimming classes, and of course school.
She's too young for school.
Anya started school 3 years ago, okay?
As this is going on, Monika's father gets roughed up by the Polish mafia. The most disturbing thing about this scene is that this employee not only does nothing to stop the trespassers from entering the shop, but he also gives him a little nod to, let him know that he's there, ready to get beat up. And the Employee of the Month award goes to no one. Well, maybe Willie. The next day, Monika, is teaching her students how to be a chimpanzee when Enzo bursts in and disrupts the lesson, inviting the merciless wrath of her students.
Graham!
Leave me alone, I fell on my own.
Hey, come on, what are you kids doing? You little gremlins?
He's there to take his niece, Anya, and right now she doesn't even know that her mom is gone. Of course, Enzo breaks the news to her in the most careful of ways.
Where's my mom?
Why, you don't know? She's gone.
Is she coming?
Eventually she will, I guess. Give me your hand.
Then he takes her to who knows where, because school is no place for an impressionable young child. We then cut to the CEO of the car company that ordered this advertising campaign in the first place. He views the footage of the utter destruction the shoot resulted in and does the reasonable thing. He orders more. Back at the shop, Monika's father reveals that the Polish mafia has given him 1 month to pay off his debt, or they're gonna cut off all his fingers. His eavesdropping employee thinks this is quite hilarious. You know, I bet this guy laughed when Luke Skywalker got his hand cut off in Empire. You know, there's a name for people like that. Not employee of the month, that's for sure. So Monika was initially not interested in returning to the ad campaign, but since time is running out for her father, she's decided she's going to go back for the extra money. I guess what else are you gonna do if not call the police? The next day, she's hard at work preparing her students for this rigorous exam that's coming up, because remember, that's also happening. This test is gonna be hard, and Monika knows it. So she's putting all her effort into teaching them what to do when a light turns green, what to do when the light turns red, how to travel across a crosswalk properly. I can only hope they get to the looking both ways chapter. That's a tricky one to grasp. Now there's also this field trip that all the kids are supposed to go on, and somebody, for some reason, entrusted Enzo with the responsibility of buying the tickets.
Do you have the tickets? You were supposed to buy them.
But that's okay, because Enzo has come up with an even better idea. Let children run around completely unsupervised on a farm.
I was back there and I saw a cow getting milked.
Nothing bad can come of that. So Anya eats the chicken feed and gets an allergic reaction to it because there was fish in it or something. And Monika saves the day with an adrenaline shot. About 2.5 minutes later, she and Enzo are back, smiling and laughing as if it never happened. Are there no legal repercussions? No ambulance that needs to be called? Nah, man. What near-death experience? Let's just go back to our date and totally open the door to another event like this happening. Let's sit 3 feet from each other's faces and talk about that other model that sure looks a lot like Monika, but can't be Monika because the other one's got blue. Later on, Enzo goes on a date with Claudia. And at this point in the movie, I was starting to have ideas about what the film was trying to say. If Enzo really can't tell that this is the same woman, does that mean he can only see and pay attention to her fake features? That he just can't see past the external makeup and the contact lenses and the wig to see the human being underneath, implying that women are only defined by their cosmetics? Now let's get to the weird part of this conversation.
Is there something else that impresses you? Anything? I'm asking just out of curiosity.
60 miles in 4 seconds.
60 miles in 4 seconds. You know, Claudia, I did some rough calculations on that. That's 54,000 miles an hour. Faster than asteroids typically travel. 54 times faster than the Earth spins. 0.008% of the speed of light.
A speed like that can kill you.
Yeah. Then they leave with the impression that they're gonna reach those speeds somehow, some way. I don't know. Unless they're not talking about what I think they're talking about. Unless she means 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4 seconds. Oh. You know what? I want to see them launch to those speeds. I've got the idea in my head and it seems cool as hell. So here, ladies and gentlemen, after much scientific research, is an accurate depiction of what a car would look like if it launched from 0 to 54,000 miles per hour in just a few seconds. So this mom that abandoned her family is still gone. No one's heard from her, no one's talking to her, and to keep Anya from freaking out, Enzo and his brother have been sending her fake emails and telling her they're from her mother. And the whole time, they're kind of not serious about it. There's this one scene where the brother tells Anya that an email is on his way, and he gives Enzo the look that he's got to send that email, and Enzo, who forgot, rushes over and sends the email right away. He sends her a nice picture of a kangaroo, along with one of his naked ex. Why don't we try a little harder to get this mother back? More resources need to be allocated to this, sir, because Enzo is 2 emails away from sending his niece straight up porn. Also, how do you just happen to link a photo of your naked ex to somebody on accident? You would have had to select that along with the picture of the kangaroo, which means the 2 must have been side by side in the same folder. So we're nearing the part of the store where the advertisements are going to get shown to a bunch of people at a car show. It's a big party, and the 2 actors, Enzo and Claudia, are going to MC the whole thing. While they're waiting for Claudia to arrive, they're having something of a dress rehearsal. There's this huge television that's got to be 4K, 4K, 7K. I mean, it is big, it is crisp, and it is clear, baby. I mean, this thing probably looks more real than real life. Did I mention it's big? So Enzo's sitting with his niece Anya, and the two of them are getting a little bit of a sneak preview of this footage for the advertisement. Yet not even then, with the fabric of reality practically splitting because this TV is so crisp, can Enzo come to the realization that the two women he has been seeing over like the past week are, in fact, the same person.
And that girl was clearly Miss Monica dressed up as Claudia. We're done here.
No.
Dude! You can see the contact lenses. You can see them. So Claudia finally gets to the stage, and she, along with Enzo's jealous ex, get into the most intense standoff since Iron Man went toe-to-toe with Thanos on Titan.
I will kill myself before
Alicia!
I cheat on you with someone like you!
Alicia! Hey!
Stop. You can do better, okay? Just trust me on this. Shh, shh. I know it's tough to let go. You're smart, you're attractive, you're pulling this whole show together. You deserve better than a man who can get bamboozled by colored contact lenses.
No.
So honestly, this advertisement they've been working on is kind of cool. When they open the car door, it legitimately hisses like it's a time machine from the year 2055. Enzo and Claudia are on stage, introduced by a voiceover as the protagonists of our love story.
The protagonists of our love story.
Okay, so I get how they're kind of like alluding to the fact we're watching a movie, but how does this fit in universe? This is an advertisement, not Romeo and Juliet. In fact, I'm not even sure why they're there. Shouldn't someone who's more familiar with like the product's intricacies be the one on stage leading this whole presentation? They're actors. They've done their job. Let them go home. So the ad begins for the audience, and strangely enough, the car is barely in it. Lots of very attractive, beautiful people. No car. In fact, if I'm being super honest here, they kind of make the vehicle look ugly. So Anya eats something and has another allergic reaction to it. Claudia stops the whole presentation to run over and administer an adrenaline shot. Enzo's on stage, holding his niece in his arms as she's coughing, sputtering, clinging to life, a flickering candlelight on a cold, windy night. When Claudia whips off her wig and reveals that she's in fact Monica, Enzo looks up and basically forgets about his niece. I don't even think he's looking at Anya as Monica's giving the shot. It's like his brain has just been thrust into overdrive over this shocking revelation. And when Monica gets up and turns around, facing the audience without her wig, people start taking pictures of her. What a great idea, guys. This little girl just had a near-death experience. Let's flash some lights in her eyes. Later on, the children in Monica's school take that test and they score super high. The highest in the country, in fact. Monica gets to keep her job as a teacher, and she uses the money from the advertisement to pay off the rest of her father's debt. Whatever that was even for. In a surprise twist, Monica and Enzo get into a relationship. Oh, and the absentee mother returns at the end off screen, like they couldn't be bothered to cast anybody in this role. Rather than confront her for abandoning them, she's welcomed by her family with open arms. How sweet of them. And that's squared love for you. Thank you for watching, and of course, have a safe and happy St. Patrick's Day.